Hi besties. So welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, thank you guys so much for joining me today. In today's video, we are going to be doing a collective book haul that I have collected over the past week. It's not as huge as the first one that I did like a month or two ago, but nonetheless, there's a lot of books here and some thoughts and opinions that I have on the books that I want to share with you guys. So let's just jump right in and get started because we all know how much I can yap, and we don't want to be here for 30 minutes. At least I don't. And if I don't, I know you don't. So let's just jump right in. So, starting with the first book that I actually got for Book of the Month, I figured I'd throw it in here since technically I did buy it. And I have not shared this book with you guys yet. This is called The Favorites by Lane Fargo. This, I believe, is childhood best friends who grew up to be professional figure skaters, and I'm pretty sure this is some kind of romance, because that's usually what I pick up on Book of the Month. It's either romance or mystery. So I know it's not a mystery, so I'm pretty sure it's 100% a romance. But yeah, I don't know what it's about. I don't remember the premise of this book. All I know is that they're figure skaters and they were childhood best friends. So I don't really know if it's like second chance romance. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if she's been in love with him since they were children. I don't know. Couldn't tell you, but I got this one. Next two I picked up are part of a trilogy, and this is it doesn't say the name of the trilogy or like the series or whatever, so I can't really tell you the name of it or anything like that. But this is, what is it? Black Ties and White Lies and Pretty Rings and Broken Things. So this is by Kat Singleton. All I know is that these are billionaire romances, and they are, I believe, marriage inconveniences, and they kind of marry the enemy per se, I'm assuming, I think. So there's that. And the only reason why I picked these up was because I watched a video on TikTok, and usually this is where TikTok gets me, okay? This is where I get a lot of my books from that I want to read. Usually, like, I'll be scrolling and it'll be like a quote from a book, and it'll be like several quotes from a book, and I'm like, oh my god, this sounds really good. And then when I go to search like what book it is, it'll tell me what the book is. And there were a few quotes from these books, the trilogy in particular, and I was just like, yeah, I need to have those. Now here's the thing though, I'm not a big fan of marriage inconveniences, just because I don't know, I feel like sometimes the banter could be very hit or miss, but I still do give them a read, just because there are some that are not bad. But again, we shall see. So yeah, I did pick these up. I only picked the first two up because I wanted to read the first two, see if I like them. Doesn't really make sense to get the first two and not the last one. Most likely I will get it, even though I haven't or won't probably read these anytime soon. I know I will read them eventually, but they're not, excuse me, they're not top priority at the moment. But I'll probably still get the third one even if I don't read them. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. Anyways, I got these two. And then what else do I want to show you guys? Okay, I got this one. This is called Accidental Twins by Mia Mara, and this is Dad's Best Friend romance. And the only thing I know about this book is that I'm assuming she's had a crush on him since she was young, and now she's an adult, and I think she is a matchmaker. So somewhere along the lines they cross paths, and it said somewhere like she pretends that they don't know each other, and you know, she's fantasized about him for years, and obviously things happen. And I believe this is also accidental pregnancy, which I know a lot of people do not love. I genuinely don't mind it. I like them. It's not like a big deal to me. But she ends up pregnant with twins, so do with that information what you will. I don't know. So I got that one. And then we have these two by the same author as well. This is S.J. Tilly. We have Dear Rose and Love Utley. These ones, they are football romances. One was, let's see, they were, I believe, neighbors and or friends or something like that, and he moves away or she moves away, and years later, she comes back, and I don't know what she does for a living, or if that's what the book or the concept has anything to do with, but she ends up coming back, and she ends up knocking on a door, and it happens to be his door. However, he doesn't realize, I think it's this one, he doesn't realize that it's her until one day they end up doing the do, and his name is called out by her, and immediately he realizes who it is, which kind of weird, kind of turned off by that, but we'll see what happens. And then this one, I believe, this was like set in college at first. They end up like liking each other or whatever the case may be, and then they end up kind of going their separate ways. I think she ends up leaving due to something that's happened in her personal life, and she just leaves him a note. And about 15 years later, or something like that, they end up kind of getting back to get like reunited, because she ends up working for his company. Do with that information what you will, but yeah, I don't know, these sound pretty interesting. And again, one of those moments where I saw a quote from both of these books, and I was like, I need them. Also, quick intermission while we're discussing books. Now, I know for a long time, okay, people have hated people on books. Now, this is not too bad because we don't see the full face, right? But people hate when things like this. And I used to be that. I used to hate people on books because it's kind of like cringy, right? I don't mind like even the characters on books and stuff like that, but sometimes those can be a little bit tricky because they look cute and fluffy, but the insides are not cute and fluffy. So anyways, besides the point, I don't know what it is, but I personally don't mind people on books anymore like I used to be such a hater, because I feel like when you go into a book like this and they start to describe the MMC or the FMC, if there's two people on the books, I feel like people on the books kind of give you some kind of image to think of, right? Like they're just like, this is just, first of all, he's hot as fuck. Okay, let's just be so fucking honest. He's beautiful. He is a beautiful man. So immediately when I go into this book, when they start to talk about the MMC in this book, this is who I'm picturing. Okay. And I feel like it gives us readers a little bit more of an imagination to think of what the person looks like. Because sometimes, you know, when you're reading a book, they describe the male character or the female character. And if you have a good imagination, you can kind of put a character in your head as to what they look like. But I feel like when you have something like this, it kind of just helps you with that. Like you don't have to think too hard. You kind of already have a person on the front that kind of gives you, you know, an idea of what who they're talking about or what they look like. So I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much as it used to, but I feel like some people are still bothered by that. If you are, let me know down in the comments if you don't mind characters on or humans on books, or if that bothers you, or you prefer like, you know, the more cartoony characters, which again, I don't mind that either. I think some of them are really cute. I just think that there needs to be some kind of like warning label on them that says for mature audiences or whatever, because I feel like people who are not really aware of book talk or anything like that and know the contents that are in those books, they see a cute cartoon front and they think that it's just innocent little romance, and really you're not getting innocent romance. You're getting a lot of things that are inappropriate, and I don't think a 15-year-old and younger should read, but that's just me. Anyways, moving right along. I went on a tangent, but I needed to put that out there. I needed to speak on that. Okay. Next we have Redeeming by Bella Matthews. I seen this book floating around on my Facebook so much, and I was going to read this, but I was like, no, I need to pick it up. I don't know. It's just something that I feel like I needed to have on my shelf. And the cover is just really cute. Like she's super girly and I love it. And this is, I think, brother's best friend, and he happens to be playing on the football team. So, again, forbidden, you know, all the things that we love. Cute. Love it. Next, we have Chaining Daisy, and this is by Anne Denton. Now, this one I found out about literally like last weekend, and I bought it then and there because I'm just like, sounds like something I would love, something I would be interested in. And it's a pretty short book. I think it's like under 230 pages or something like that. This one is about a man who has a thing for the FMC, or it could be vice versa, I don't know, but very forbidden, and he wants to kind of try to get close to her, but he doesn't know how to get close to her with it being, you know, inappropriate, I guess. And the only way that he finds that he can get close to her is by marrying her mother. So we all know what's gonna happen, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure we can put two to two together. Yeah. Then we have this one, which is Bouquets and Buckles, and this is part of the Crimson Ridge series. I do have the first book, and this is the novella actually. And this one is, I think this is best friend's dad. Yeah, so she goes to visit her boyfriend at this place, the Crimson Ridge, which is a small town in wherever. And she ends up finding her boyfriend cheating on her, like walks in on him cheating on her, and she doesn't know what to do. And she ends up calling the one person that she feels like is like her best friend, I guess. I don't know. And that best friend just so happens to be her best friend's dad. And I guess they kind of, shoot, sorry, my light just died. They kind of have a thing for each other, I'm assuming. I don't know where I was at, but basically, I think I was telling you guys that she ends up calling like her dad's best friend, or sorry, she ends up calling her best friend's dad. And unfortunately, where they're at, or where she's at when she was trying to meet up with her boyfriend, this is a small town, and they were going to get hit with like a snowstorm or something like that. And so she calls her best friend's dad, and he comes to basically help and save her. And they end up, it says they end up getting snowed in, and hoping that nothing happens between the both of them. And you know, he happens to be like 12 years older than her, so of course nothing's going to happen. Of course. Like, why would something happen between them two? Like, seriously, let's just be so for real. Why would there be? Anyways, next we have this book here, Graves by Caitlin Taylor. And it's funny because I've read a book by Caitlin Taylor last year, maybe like the beginning of last year, which happens to be a football romance. And I think this is more of like a darker romance. I'm just assuming, obviously, based off of the cover. I don't know how dark it is. If it is dark, I don't know. But all I know is it's about two guys and one girl. And I'm assuming they both have a thing for her, and they're basically fighting each other for her. I don't know if it's white shoes. I don't know if it's a love triangle. I don't know. I just know that there's two guys back here and there's one girl, and they have to try and protect the both of them. I know that one guy is obsessed with her and is whatever, and the brother is also kind of obsessed with her, and the one brother tells him to kind of look after her, protect her, but then he kind of falls for her, and I guess they fight over her, or they just make it work. I don't know, but I don't know. It looks good, it sounds good, it sounds interesting, it sounds like it's right up my alleyway. Again, something forbidden, and you know, you get do you see the pattern here? Okay, I just hope we see what the pattern that's going. Okay, now we have Ruckus by LJ Shen, and I do have Vicious up there, and Scandalous is the third book in the series. There's about, I think, 4 of them, and I think the last one is Bane. Tomorrow I will be getting Scandalous. I was gonna wait till tomorrow to get the third one, but you know what, we're not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna let you guys know that Ruckus, or Scandalous, I will be getting tomorrow, so that will be a part of my little collection of this series, which is the Sinners of Saint series. And then I will be getting, obviously, Bane eventually, but yeah, I have this one in my hands at the moment. Sister's Ex-Boyfriend, Forbidden Romance. You get the gist. Do you see the I don't want to repeat myself, but we see the pattern here, right? We we does that mean that there's something wrong with me? You know, they do say that you could tell a lot by a person when you see the kind of books they like. And I really hope that doesn't show that I have a lot of daddy issues, which could be possibly true. But I hope that the fact that I like these kind of books doesn't, you know, doesn't show on the front fourth of that. But yeah, we have Ruckus. And let's just be honest, these covers are so pretty. I wish I had the ones that were sprayed edged, that matched the cover, but that's okay. I think that these covers are so pretty. And then lastly on the list, which blew me away in the sense of I never thought in a million years I would ever be picking this book up. One, it is way out of my genre comfort, if that's a way to put it. It's not a book that I would have picked up at any point in my life. Also, I'm not really much of a third person type of reader. Like, those books kind of are very hard for me to read just because I don't know, my brain just doesn't know how to properly read those correctly, if that makes sense. I don't know, let me know if I'm the only one. But for one, like I said, I did not think that this would be a book that I would pick up because this is not a genre that I read. And not that there's anything wrong with the genre, it's just not my interest. Okay, like, for one, I like to read fiction things. I like to read things that are not necessarily real. I like to escape realism for a little bit when I read. I don't want to know about things that have been real in the past or anything like that. Even if the characters are fictional, you know, these are things that happened in real life. Just making assumptions based off what other people have raved about or talked about and things of that sort. But I've seen a lot of people talk about this book and talk about how this author has made them cry by several of their books. And I have just been in a space where I want to feel emotion and I want to cry and I just want to be in that state of mind where like things just rip my heart out. And I've read several books this month that have made me feel that, especially the last book that I read. And I will talk more about that book when I do a reading wrap up at the end of the month. But anyways, I wanted to feel some sort of emotional damage done to me by a book. And a lot of people have said that this is the book that will do that to you. Of course, people have also said that this book doesn't get sad to like the very end, which is fine. But nonetheless, it's a very good book and it's written beautifully. And I just, you know what? I said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. This year, the goal is to step out of my comfort zone when it comes to genres and things of that sort. And also put that little hatred aside I have for third person books, because I know that there's so many good books out there that I just refuse to read because of the point of view that they're in. And that's just me being picky with those kind of books. But nonetheless, here's the book that I'm talking about. If you guessed it, then you know that this book may either break me or I might just DNF it. I don't know. And she is pretty thick. She's thick. Okay, now I've read some thickums. She's about almost 600 pages. Let me see. She is pretty thick. She is 564 pages, which I could do that. It's not a big deal. I've read like 600 page books, but I just hope that I can get through this book and not find the writing an issue, because I know how my brain can be. Anyways, I did pick up this one. Like I said, this is a book that is way out of my comfort zone because it's historical fiction. So yeah, I wanted to save this for last. And it says on here, soon to be a major motion picture. So we'll be seeing either a movie or a show or something. I know she does have I think it's a show. It might be a movie. She does have a movie or a show out for another book. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one where like they're like best friends since they were like really young, and they go through all these live, like these years together, whatever. Anyways, yeah, this is the last book on in the haul, and yeah, so I wanted to end it on that note because I know that a lot of people have raved about that book and have said wonderful things about it. I haven't heard not one negative thing about that book, so I'm really excited and nervous to read it. And yeah, so we shall see. I might do a reading vlog with this one, and I don't know. I honestly don't know when I'm going to read that because I do have a few books on my priority list that I want to get through, and I have a lot of books on my Kindle that I actually want to get through and just kind of like go through my Kindle TBR because I have so many on there. So who knows when I'll get to this book. But that, you guys, is the end of this haul. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If there's anything on here that you saw that you will be adding to your TBR, let me know down in the comments, and I will love to buddy read that with you guys. If you choose to pick it up and want to read it, I will buddy read with whoever. And yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. I don't think I'll be buying books for a few weeks because this put a pretty dent into my pockets. And yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a fabulous night or day or whenever you guys are watching this. And until my next video, I will see you guys soon.